Take care. Take care. Alright, let's see what type of influencer I am. How many people did I manage to influence to click on my own stream? This is actually very sad, you know, when you realize you can't influence people to click on your own shit. Like, if I can't do that, how will I get you to watch the Shadow Legends and what other things people try to convince others of doing? So my microphone keeps clicking. It's very annoying, and I literally don't know how to fix it. But what's even more annoying is that I don't know when it's clicking. Like, I record it, and then when I listen to the recording, there's like clicks, but they don't happen all the time, right? So like, I can try doing a recording, and for the first minute it's fine, and then like clicks, and it's like, god damn it. So I think I'm going to have to buy a new microphone or something. But yes, I am a bad influencer though, because there were 500 people, and now only 76 are here. Like, maybe the 500 people were a little bit watching from the beginning, so they're still watching This Week is Stupid. Or maybe I bored them. Who knows? I hope I didn't bore them. Like, that would be the worst thing ever, right? Like, making people angry, making people sad, that's all in good. But like, boring people, that's the worst. So I hope I didn't do it. Right. We got a lot of things to talk about. Did you know that ESGs are now defense stocks? So, for those of you who don't know, ESG, what is an ESG? It's a woke score, pretty much. Like, it's a woke score. It stands for environmental, social, and governance. So, environmental, obviously, right? Like green energy, taking photos with Greta Thunberg, donating to Greta Thunberg. That's environmental. Social, it's about social justice, like doing woke commercials, like outreaching for the public, not being in the eyes of a scandal. And then governance means like having women in your boardroom, having female CEOs, that type of shit, right? So altogether, it's a woke score. Now, the thing that's funny is that there is that meme with the airplane bombing the Middle East, right? That it's like under George Bush, and everyone is angry. And then there's like the airplane with like the BLM logo and the rainbow flag and, like all these progressive paraphilias doing the same thing, like bombing the Middle East, but everyone is happy because it's progressive. And we literally reached that point now. Like, we literally reached the point where defense stocks, okay, so we're talking about weapons and munitions and airplanes and shit. Like, the military is now progressive. Like, it's now woke. Like, literally, it's a woke score now. It's so funny. This article, I'm going to read it on my main channel. But basically, it points out how when everything is woke, then nothing is woke. And like, the whole thing with wokeness was like a left-leaning movement, which was anti-war and stuff. So, like, to see defense contractors being woke is absolutely ridiculous. Like, take into account that Chick-fil-A is considered evil, but, like, military equipment is now considered progressive. Like, it is very interesting. So, thank you, Zodit, for becoming a member. Woohoo! I appreciate that. I need to give him a wrench. Hold on. I need to give Zodit his prize. Where is Zodit? Zodit, say something in the channel. I need to give you the wrench. The moment you post something, I'll give you the wrench, Zodit. Alright, soon we'll have ESG score on investments bank accounts. They actually did talk about, like, making ESG score for individuals and for governments. And the thing is, like, if they make it for individual, that's literally the Chinese social credit score system, so. Alright, second thing that I wanted to talk about. This is absolutely hilarious, right? So there's this article which came out in the press. My tenants on the first floor are not paying rent. So Oh, so it said something. Hold on, let me just give him the wrench. Why can't I give it? So I did. Susan doesn't want me to give you the wrench. What the fuck? Hold on. It's going to happen, chat. He's going to get the wrench, whether he wants it or not. Second. Now it's coming, Zodit. It's coming. Are you ready for it? Boom, Zodit. There you go. Right. Let's go back to the important things. Why do I got two windows open? I need to close one window. There we go. Okay. Bigot reporting. Thank you, Tonushi, for the €2. Right. So, New York City landlord posts giant sign calling out non-paying tenants, and apparently they didn't pay around $17,000. So there's a lot of money there. There's a lot of money that they didn't pay. Now, if you go on the Twitter, there's a lot of communists that are going like, oh, yes, they shouldn't pay. This is so good. And I'm thinking like, yes, because the only way to save money for rainy days is to give taxes to the government so that they can give you welfare when you're old. And also, give money to a hedge fund. Give money to a hedge fund, and the hedge fund is going to take care of you when you're old. That's the solution, right? Fucking communists. But like their complaint was that, well, the tenant doesn't do anything and he shouldn't get money. Like, all right, do you know what you are going to do, communists? Like, what you're going to do is like more people are going to stop renting out. Like, honestly, if I saw my neighbor renting his apartment and like this happening, I wouldn't rent my apartment. I'd just hold it, diamond hands. And then like there aren't people renting. So when there aren't people renting, what ends up happening is that the price goes up because now there's like a lack of supply. So the price goes up, and guess who suffers? Meanwhile, the only people renting will be the slumlords, and they have the money to hire security, which are very persuasive. You don't have to go to court when you get like the security from the slumlords. And I guess that's the world the communists want. That's what they really want. Higher rent prices and slumlords. By the way, like, it's interesting. You can't even negotiate with the slumlord. You can't even talk to them. They're like, go to our HR department, and the HR department just tells you, if you can't pay, then you're out. No negotiation, no nothing. But it is what it is. What can you do? Thank you, Titan2973, and also thank you, Luis Barajas. Let me give them wrenches. Wrenches to Luis Barajas. Do you like how I pronounce your name? Am I pronouncing it properly? I hope I do. All right. Also, thank you, Vincent. All right, we got 200 people coming over here. See, I suck at influencing. Couldn't even get 50% of the people that were there. All right, I got some more news coming up. Now, I gotta ask some people, okay? Like, I'm going to start the poll in the chat. I want to see if my chat is made out of people that Hold on. All right. Okay. So, chat, I want you to look at this, right? How much, if any, would you appraise this at? Like, if you're coming into my house and you see this on my wall, right? How much money would you think it's worth? You don't need to see my text. You just need to see this, right? So, how much, chat? How much would you think it's worth? If you see this in my house on my wall, $1, Oh, come on. It's gotta be more than $1. I mean, the cardboard and the paint alone, it's over $1. How much is this? $20. $12? I mean, come on, chat. Be real. I mean, this is kind of big. It covers an entire wall. It's covering an entire wall. $1 million? $1 million. Alright, chat. This is actually $45 million. I'm not kidding. This art piece is worth $45 million. I don't even know why though. Like, look at the bad job they did. Like, at the bottom here, they didn't even bother making a straight line. Like, if you look here, it's even curved. Like, they didn't even do it properly. They took the piss. $45 million, chat. $45 fucking million. You know, this guy right here, the Squickums, Cap'n Kibbs, go subscribe to his channel. He's a good friend of mine. Especially now that he gave me money. He's the best friend of mine. He can draw better than that shit. Like, he can do a better job. But you know what? He's never going to make $45 million. I wish he would have made $45 million. Then maybe he could super chat me one as well. I heard from a little snake that V likes to be referred as Daddy V. Some even say Vitoski, big squeakers. Don't tell anyone though. So, there's this, you know, like I started talking with VTubers. And eventually one imprinted on me and followed me home and now calls me Daddy. And there's nothing I can do about it. You know, like, it sounds cool when you hear it on other people. It's like Daddy Jim, Papa JF. But when someone calls me Daddy, it's so freaking cringe. But it is what it is, you know? What can I do? $45? 45 million, Tactical Droid. $45 million. That's how much it costs. Some money had to be laundered, I assume. Greetings, V. Thank you, Conrad. I appreciate it. Dice Punk for 5 SGDs. I'm not a bigot. Some of my best friends are Romanians. Well, it can be a bigot for other reasons. How many of those friends are women, though? Yeah, the VTuber duckling, I know. It's the Rosa Coatl one. Yeah, good thing she's not here, because otherwise I would not hear the end of it. Big Daddy asks if he is cringe. No, not really, because you're not really an actual father figure. You're more like an abomination. An abomination from Rapture. From the Bioshock game, so it's different. When will you make babies? You need to reproduce. Why are people so concerned about my reproducibility life? And why do you think I would tell you? Why do you think I would keep the chat up to date with my personal going? Do you know how long I have dated my wife and I haven't told chat? It's like the internet is not a confession booth. It's like the thing, like, it's good to keep your private life separate from your public life. The more you do it, the better. The thing with my wife is, like, I made it public as well. Eventually, it would have came up anyway, so. But, yeah, I'm not really big on talking about my personal affairs. My private affairs, I mean. And yes, believe it or not, I do have a private life. Not too big, not too interesting, but it's there. But I swear, I can understand feminists now. Like, every single time it's like, oh, V, when are you going to have a kid? Like, I don't know, but, like, the more people ask, the less likely I am inclined. Because the moment I have one, you guys will stop asking. And then it's going to be difficult to make a conversation. So, yes, as soon as she gets pregnant, they'll start asking if you're going to circumcise if it's a boy. Why the fuck would I circumcise? There is absolutely no reason. Like, I'm not mentally deficient. I'm not an American, chat. I generally, like, don't understand. Like, if it's for religious reasons, fine. But, like, either than that, why would you circumcise a baby? Like, there's absolutely no reason. Only Americans do it, by the way. Like, Americans are the only people that do it for non-religious reasons. Get the fuck out with the hygiene. Like, shut the fuck up. That is such a bad cope. It's like hygiene. Do you want me to teach you how to wash a penis? Like, we live in 2022, alright? Like, there's ample water. You can go ask Jordan Peterson on how to wash a penis. It's such a dumb thing. It's like hygiene. Jesus fucking Christ. What about Jesus? Jesus probably did have his wee chop. But like I don't get it. Like again, if it's religious reasons, I understand. But like if you're not religious, why the fuck would you do it? To show dominance? Doctor tells us it's for hygiene. Like look, okay, fine, if it's for hygiene, right? So it doesn't get an infection. Look at other countries. Look at Romania. Like, almost no one circumcises here. How often is a penile infection in Romania? Like, how high is it? How likely it is that it's going to happen? And even if it happens, you pump him full of meds. You give him antibiotics. What the fuck? Why would you have to ruin a perfectly good cock? I don't get it. Shut the fuck up with the cleanliness. That's bullshit. Like, what, okay, imagine if you can surgically remove a person's nails just to keep it clean, right? Because, like, people get dirt under the nails. So let's surgically remove the nails. Like, it's literally like that. Makes absolutely no fucking sense. You don't get smacked, my shit. You also don't get pleasure while fucking. Like, again, take it from me, right? Like, I can actually know the difference between having the prepuce and the difference without. Because I can literally, like, stick my penis with some glue and make it, like, have the same sensation like I would be circumcised. I can tell you absolutely that it does serve a purpose. It's far more pleasurable. But you will never know. You will never know because you never had it. I don't find, like, women here don't say it stinks. Go wash. Go wash. Ever heard of water? Ever heard of soap? Why have you declared war on water and soap? I know some dude who had to cut his foreskin because of infection when he was 18. Yes, one. One out of how many Americans? 350 million? I call that a fucking good statistic. And tell your friend to fucking wash. It's not hard to wash. You just put soap in it. Put soap in it and then put it in the water. My fucking God. Singapore is tropical. My pee-pee skin is fine. I know. Thanks a hell of a lot. I googled Romanian penile infection and there were pictures. Damn it, V. Look, I'm not saying that like there aren't any. I'm not saying the number is 0. But what I'm saying is that the number isn't even close to 5%. Look, I scared Dickie. Look, Dickie wants to go now. Dickie is upset. It's like, oh, this conversation is too much for me, and he ran away. Doesn't like talking about the prepuce. By the way, chat, Google the holy prepuce. That's a thing. The holy prepuce, chat. People are justifying what was done to them so they can feel normal. I don't know. But, like, who started the trend, though? Again, like, if it's religious, I get it. But, like, we're talking about, like, non-religious people doing it. Why? Why, though? Why you do this? Do not actually put soap. It burns. I've been putting soap there my entire fucking life and it didn't burn me. What are you using? Are you using, like, caustic soap? Are you using the type of soap that my grandfather used to make at the back of the farm? You know, when he caught the pig and he used, like, caustic soda in order to make soap? Are you doing that? What do you mean it burns? Like, what? Nani? Or maybe you have, like, the world's most sensitive dick? That can also be an explanation. What is your dick made of? Like, soap burns. What? I don't get it. Yeah, you're using dish soap. You know, okay, I'll tell you something else. This was at the hospital. I don't know if I told this before. But, I'm at gynecology, right? And I'm doing the rounds. And there's this lady who comes in with a vaginal infection. And it's very easy to treat. The doctor gives her some plant-based thing. It's one of those pills that you stick inside the vagina. I don't know how you translate it in English. We call it an oval. Whatever. You know, this is like a round thing which you put like a suppository, but it doesn't go in the ass. It goes in the pussy, and it dissolves there, and it treats the infection. Okay, so the woman comes in. You know, she gets the treatment. And she comes, and the doctor says it's like, you need to disinfect the area and then put in the thing, and right. So she comes after 3 days, and she's like in great amount of pain. Now she's at the ER. So the doctor initially is like mocks it when she sees her. It's like, oh God, like what the fuck, you know? She's got an infection and she's at the ER. Like what is going on? And then when she takes her into the consultation room, and I was there as well. It's like, my God, like it was like yellow with pus. The entire area was reddish. And they're like, how the hell can this happen, right? Because, like, she gave her some plant medicine. Like, there's no way she can be allergic to it. And it didn't look like an allergy. It looked like a chemical burn. And she asks, like, so what happened? Like, how is this? Like, well, I did what you said. Like, I disinfected the area. And then I took the thing. It's like, what did you use to disinfect? And she says domestos. Like, if you don't know what domestos is, maybe you're familiar with Mr. Musculo? But Chad, this is domestos, okay? Like, you use it to, to unclog toilets. Yeah, it's kind of like Mr. Clean or Mr. Proper. Yeah. Depending on where you are and what brand you use. That's. I heard that Icy Hot feels interesting applied down there. I don't know what Icy Hot is, but I can only imagine. Soap goes on the pee-pee, not in the pee-pee. Dude, soap goes everywhere. Soap goes wherever the fuck you want. Unless you put soap in your eyes. Or also don't put soap in your hair because you're going to get dandruff. But other than that, like literally every single inch of your skin can be covered with soap. Assuming you're using some modern soap, alright? Like if you happen to have like some World War II soap in your house somewhere, okay, don't use that. How did her vagina get so foul? She thought she needed drain cleaner? I have no idea. I told the doctor she could get sued though. Obviously not in front of the patient. Because she used the wrong word, right? Like disinfectant is what we use for surfaces. And aseptic is what we use for biological skin. For skin. So a substance which removes bacteria from a skin is called an aseptic. And a substance which removes bacteria from surfaces, it's called disinfectant. So when the doctor said that you need to disinfect the area, well, she kind of fucked up. Like, she could have been sued. Luckily, we're not in a lawsuit culture here. So it is what it is. I'm not saying that soap has an expiration date, but what I'm saying is, like, maybe if you have, like, soap that was made back in World War II, like, maybe that can give you burns around the penis. I don't know. I'm thinking, okay? Like, maybe back then they didn't take all the precautions, but I'm pretty sure, like, there is no way you can burn your penis if you use soap. At least I've been using it for years now, and nothing happened to me. Because I clicked here, I'm a bigot. Yes. Tovarish V. Here's your finder fee for Pipkin Pika and Chikifugilisa. I love their collabs with Axacoatl cult recruitment. Absolutely hilarious. I know, Sarah. And I'm glad you like them. Why didn't you be a doctor in Romania? Shouldn't they be making tons of money like in the US? Or is the supply restricted artificially? So, I was making like $300 a month. I don't know if that answers your question, but you also have to be on call a lot of the times. So on call meant you do 32, you work for 32 hours, and people are like, what do you mean? Like a day has 24 hours. It's like, yes, but you go to the hospital at 6 and you come home the next day at around 4 p.m. Because like you're on watch for 24 hours, so from 6 a.m. to 6 a.m. the next day. And then you start your normal shift at 8. So, just remember, V, check out the show Primal by Gendry Tartakovsky. I think you'll like it a lot. Thank you all. But I got so many shows that I need to be checking. I'll see. Soap in the urethra burns. Dude, I think yours is broken. Like, it doesn't burn. Okay, chat. You know what? Hold on. I'll ask. It is $300, but take into account that was like 6 years ago. In the meantime, the wage went up. So I want the guys, like, is washing your penis with soap burning you? Because like this is bizarre. Like I never felt a burn. Okay, so I want to know what you guys like. Is my penis stronger? Like, do I have the platinum penis? Because I don't think it should burn if you have soap there. So we'll see. We'll see. It's like, is this actually a thing? Are you people trolling? Yes, but you like it? Okay, no. Look. 72% of the people are saying no. So all of you 28, you have broken penises. I'm sorry. You need to start considering getting a replacement. Not all soap is equal. No, I think all the soaps are like, dude, I never got like a burn in my penis ever, and I wash it thoroughly. Well, it is a conversation because people bringing it up and it's weird. Yeah, 28% of you have a weird penis. I don't know what to say. And okay, we're not using dish soap. I need to, I need to clarify. Even if it smells nice, no, we're not using dish soap. We're not, okay, and we're not doing any bizarre shit. We're not pushing the soap in. We're not doing any of that. Alright. I guess 25% is what it is. Okay, so I just want to know you guys are weird. Okay, you know what? Fine. Let's do it again. But this time for the urethra. So does it burn if it goes into the urethra? To me, no, it doesn't burn even there. All right. So if it goes down the pee hole, does it burn? To me, the answer is no. And like again, like I don't put it inside. I don't take like the thing and go like bloop 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 so I can fill it inside. Maybe it's the circumcision part. Like maybe if you're circumcised, I don't know. But it's not normal, I'm telling you. Like most people have a robust penis. Yeah, that's a good question. How many of the people that think that soap burns are also circumcised? Oh, look. Maybe I can write a scientific paper on your asses now. I'll present it at the next Congress. I'll be like, hey, I figured something out. You know, like now I have a hypothesis. The second thing is the experiment. What kind of bizarre dick do I have? The one that doesn't burn, Abdi. I can walk through soap. I have a superpower. When you look at me, it's like looking at Superman. You're like, how the fuck does this guy do it? Look, all I'm saying, Abdi, is that if your mom is in a swimming pool filled with soap, I will say, look, I'll rescue her. You don't have to worry. And I'll walk through that pool filled with soap. And I will be fine. And I will rescue your mother. And I'll be like, oh my god, V, you're a superhero. And I'm like, I know. Soap is a placebo. Instructions are clear. We stuck in soap. Just for your information, the pee-pee doesn't suck up soap like a straw. Yeah, that's another question. Like, how the fuck does the soap go in the urethra? I mean, look, I washed thoroughly, but I don't like inject soap in it. I don't have like my soap in a tube with a little faucet, and I go like, I put it inside, and like, blub, 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 blub. It's that, no. I mean, I wash over it. I assume like a couple of drops might go inside, but like I'm not going out of my way to fill the toothpaste, if you know what I mean. Use soap instead of lotion once. It absolutely burns. You have to do this now for science. Did I do it for a life. I wash there. Okay? I wash properly. And it doesn't burn. Yeah, the question is like, how many are circumcised? How many that said it stings are circumcised? And thank you, big little bot. And yes, absolutely, you're a bigot. The Ghost of Kiev uses... Alright, so all of the people that are saying that it stings are circumcised. Well, there we fucking go. There we fucking go, chat. Now we know. And knowing is half the battle. Oh, sorry about that. I had to yawn. I'm not doing more polls, alright? Like, enough with the penis polls, because then Susan gets upset. I don't want to upset Susan. It's too early to upset Susan, chat. Oh, look, Zord screams that he is not circumcised. But like, many people are. What can we do? How do we fix this? Alright, let me see if I can get some other news. So listen to this, alright? Like, this is the most bizarre story that I have ever read. Now, I can't show you pictures of this because, you know, YouTube doesn't really appreciate people getting bruised. And this guy does look like a truck ran over him. But the article says, moment a personal trainer finds church-going wife cheating on him with a homeless man in a car before dragging him out and beating him to a pulp in Brazil. So, I just want to show you, like, the guy. Okay, like, I can show you the guy. So, this is the gentleman, right? Like, this is the guy. This is the church-going girlfriend, right? So, he's a personal trainer. He makes a lot of money, and you can see how he looks like. I mean, he looks like the Hulk. And his wife cheats him with a homeless man. Like, not a, you know, like some other guy that's working out, you know, like... And I'm looking at the homeless man. He's not even that impressive looking, you know? I mean, granted, the homeless man has a lot of constitution and endurance. Because, like he managed... He managed to face off against this guy. Like, look, if I see this guy on the street, he can do damage to me just by looking. Like, if he looks at me, I'm like, already I'm taking damage. Like, he doesn't even need to hit me. It's just that, like, he just looks at you the wrong way and you're feeling the hurt. If this guy punches you, he does AoE damage. Like, if you're sitting next to 4 other dudes, all 4 of you get to feel that punch. So, he's got money. He looks the way he does. And this woman, like, cheats him with a homeless person. Like, it's so fucking bizarre. I just, like, I had to read it, like, twice. Yeah, I think she might have had a kink. I don't know what. I learned from the lemon test as a young man. Who else has lemon tested women who were new to you? What is the lemon test? The algorithm's going to love this. How to watch your weird wee-wee stream. Plus, I had to misspell to get this through. Damn you. $5 super chat. I had a dream today that you watched a video where someone had instructions how to be able to see ghost skulls from pigs with filler. Why would I look at ghost skulls? Bet she did it to try and start a TikTok challenge. No, man, like, okay, let's read the article. So, the wife of a churchgoer later told a friend that she had received a message from God to help the rough sleeper. Is she going with that excuse? It's like, I got a message from God. According to the news outlet Metropolis, the Mr. Alf's wife and mother-in-law had left home to help the man who was living rough. The two later split, but Eduardo later unable to contact his wife who was not answering the phone. The personal trainer later found the car his wife had left home in a primary school, and after approaching the vehicle, he came across the jaw-dropping scene. His partner is then seeing, footage captured from CCTV show how Mr. Alves delivering a beating to the homeless man who is seen getting out of the vehicle. But Mr. Alves follows him before bringing him back to the car and giving him another beating. His partner is seen laying on the ground outside the car, distraught at the unfolding situation. Mr. Alves reportedly told the police that he first thought it was a rape he was witnessing through the screen. Yeah, I wouldn't... I wouldn't blame him for like jumping to this conclusion. However, his wife told officers that the relationship was consensual. She told the cops she enjoyed being vulnerable. She enjoyed helping vulnerable people through the church she attends. Dude, I don't think God meant that you should help them in this particular manner. I'm not showing the video on YouTube, okay? Like, you can Google it. It's on dailymail.cock. And she allegedly later told a friend she had received a message from God to help the homeless man she was caught with. The homeless man was taken to a hospital with bruises and 2 black eyes. He said he is recovering from the injuries he sustained. You know, I feel bad for the homeless man as well. Like, he probably didn't know that she's married. He probably didn't even understand what's going on. Like, it's like, oh, okay, well, this hot chick is hitting on me. All right. And all of a sudden, he's being assaulted by the boyfriend who thought it was a rape. Like, he couldn't believe it. It's like a homeless man on top of his girlfriend. It's like, what the... Yeah. I guess this is an example of poor communication. You know, it's miscommunication, chat, is what it is. That all of this could have been avoided had they communicated better. How did the homeless dude look? Like a bum? I had to write a quick reply. Sorry about that. How much time do we got left? Oh shit, we got 20 minutes and I ran out of news. What do I do, chat? What do I do? I'm not stream sniping anyone today, by the way. taking a break from stream sniping. I understand that some people aren't really happy with raiding, and okay, fine. Play some Sabaton. You know, I would play some Sabaton. That's not a bad idea. But again, copyright. Hello, Master Dravla. Sing a karaoke? I can't sing, man. I honestly cannot sing for the death of me. Like, there's nothing that I can do in order to sing. Do ASMR? Don't I need to buy, like, that weird microphone with the ears in order to do the ASMR? Did I hear about the Yuri Gagarin canceling? Yes. I hope you feel better now that you are out of the hospital. I haven't been in the hospital. What? Have you heard that Zelensky banned 11 parties in Ukraine? Oh, have you heard about the fact that in Ukraine there is an anti-LGBT law? Which, for some reason, people are freaking out right now. And it's like, yeah, it's Eastern Europe. What the fuck do you expect? It's kind of funny, you know, like they put the Ukrainian flag on the LGBT flag, and I was like, oh my god, it's like, oh, they banned the LGBT? No, say it ain't so. Say it ain't so. It's Eastern Europe. It's not America. What's my wisdom for the day? Wash your penis. Why are people gaslighting me? I haven't been to any hospital. What is wrong with people? It's true, John Ashley. It's true. Yeah, Reddit is seething. Exactly. It's just so fucking weird. Stream Nancy Drew. Is that like the detective? One of the first things Zelensky did was to ban channels that criticized him. It's Eastern Europe. I keep telling this to people. It's Eastern Europe. Oh, Tenma is streaming. You know what? Fine. Let's do a small raid. Why not? I like this VTuber because she's from the same company with Pipa, and what's funny about it is that she speaks Japanese and English. And when she plays games, like the moment something happens to her, like if she takes even 1 HP of damage, she loses her shit. And she gets really angry and toxic. By the way, when's the new God of War coming? See, she loses her shit the moment something doesn't go her way. Bokanai intensifies. I remember these were actually very difficult. Toxic masculinity. Oh yeah, these were like mini bosses, weren't they? Did she Yuru send her kid? She Yuru said Atreus.
Ah. You want new kettle?
She's confused.
Kick B, who's B?
A good question. No one knows who I am. I like to keep it that way.
뭐야? Wait, how to scroll up?
Uh-oh.
power.
I'm going to get exposed, chat.
Raid or best raid?
I'm going to get exposed.
Got raid? These big people fun.
Dum dum dum. Uncomfortable silence, chat.
なぜ? ちょっとわからん.
Alright, she's not rolling with the bands. It's fine. It's fine. If she doesn't roll with the bands, let's go back to our chat. Some streamer was talking about how Eastern Orthodox is more understanding and just lets Xer be Xer. Now you're saying they are not pro-LGBT, which is true. Well, okay, so if you're talking about like the church in Eastern Europe, it depends from priest to priest. Like the most open-minded priest you're going to find is that hate the sinner, not the sin mentality, right? So they will say, well, it's kind of like what the Catholic Pope says, pretty much. It's like, okay, well, if someone is gay, we shouldn't discriminate against them, but it's still a sin, right? So it's kind of like, I guess it's the same view that they have on people who drink alcohol. Like, drinking alcohol is a sin, but like, you don't hate the person, right? But like, religion is separate than legislation. So legislation is not the same like what the priests say. Like, the priests are the ones making the laws. So there are countries like Russia and Ukraine, for example, which do have anti-LGBT laws. Robert Prus for 25 Polish money. Hey V, check VC Face. It's free and works with any webcam. It can use V-Roy Studio avatars. I'm actually asking like my Blizzard artist to draw me a interesting VTuber character, but he's very busy right now, so it's taking a while. But eventually it's going to be done. Hey, the sinner, not the sin. Yeah, I misspoke. Damn it. You guys know what I wanted to say. Sin is a morality based on superstition. In a way, if you look at the sins, like the superstitions, they're required in order to have a functioning society, like especially in a medieval time. Like, for example, love your parents, right? Like, what is wrong with that? Like, imagine a society where everyone hates their parents. Like, it's not going to be functioning, right? Do not steal. Like, imagine a society where everyone steals, so on and so forth. Like, most of the things that are considered sins. I mean, even like being greedy, or being not necessarily greedy, but eating a lot, right? Like stuffing your face with food. What's the word for it? Whatever. In a medieval society where there's not enough food to go around, if you have someone that constantly stuffs his face and eats nonstop, I mean, he's going to be a danger for other people. I'm V. I know Blizzard artists and millionaires. Unironic. Gluttony, yes. Like, if you're a glutton in a medieval society where there's not enough food to go around, then you are endangering that society. So a lot of the rules were actually made for, you know, previous times when people didn't have access to industry and the same amount of plenty we have today. Well, same with sloth, right? Like, in a medieval society where everyone needs to cooperate and everyone needs to do something, if you have a person that doesn't want to do anything and they're lazy, I mean, they're a net detriment to society. It's not that they're not contributing, but they're like hampering others. Hello, Destruction. Welcome here. One day, V is going to get raided by a bunch of shitting up his chat with Japanese and he is going to be confused. That day will never come. But it would be funny, though. I would probably use Google Translate if that happens. See, I'm not a boomer. I know what to do. Oh, Soccer Pupe is here. How's it going, Soccer? I missed you. These are just stupid laws, like the sky has to be blue. It's virtue signaling back. Then most people don't sin with or without the law of God. I don't think so. I mean, for example, do not steal. Have you seen the politicians and the government? I mean, they steal from you constantly. Same thing with lust. Diseases ran wild back in the day. Yeah, like a lot of things were a lot worse back in the day than they are now. Yeah, look at that shit. 80% taxation in Denmark. I mean, that's outright theft. No other way around it. Alright, we got 9 more minutes, chat. What should we do? I read about how the medieval Christians would deal with heretics. It closely parallels modern society. They would financially deplatform them and burn them at the stake. No, like, see, I guess it's very interesting when people keep jumping at like the most horror show of the medieval society. It's like, oh, they would burn them at the stake. That actually happened very rare. It did happen, but it was very rare. Now, deplatforming them, yes, absolutely. Like, if you were branded a heretic by the church, other people weren't allowed to do business with you. So yes, you would technically become deplatformed. But the thing is, like, you had the path to redemption. Like, you could actually, like, if you genuinely showed that you changed your ways and you're sorry and whatnot, and you asked repentance, you would get another chance. But take into account you could only do this once. So in a way, like, medieval society was a lot more forgiving than our society. The rules were a lot more clear. Like, people wouldn't make rules on the fly. So you kind of knew, like, what you could do in order to get you in trouble. But yeah, like, the platforming was kind of what they did. So you weren't allowed to, it's not like you weren't allowed to have a job, but it's like people wouldn't do business with you. So if you had crops to sell, no one would buy them for you. If you had required to buy something, people wouldn't sell it to you. So the only solution you had is, like, either you had someone that was willing to risk it and sell it to you under the table, or you just had to go to a different town. Yes, I know it's gluttony, Mike. Cathars were a different example. So yes, Cathars were burnt at the stake, but like they were... So the Cathars were an offshoot of Christianity, which believed that the Catholic Church is the work of the devil, and that God is evil, but like Jesus is like the good God, right? So like the God who created the world is evil, and Jesus is the good God. So they believed in a heresy. But the problem is, like, they were trying to emulate the life of Jesus, so they would try to give away their earthly possessions, and they would go around and help people. So, for example, if someone required to build a barn, they would go there and they would help that person free of charge. So they become very popular as a religion, and the Catholic Church initially tried to convince people to stray away from the heresy, but like the heresy was expanding and it was threatening the power of the church. So they called a crusade upon them. And if I'm not mistaken, that's when the phrase "it's like let God sort them out" came to being. Because it's like, how can we tell? Like the Crusaders asked, it's like, how can we tell the Christians that are Catholics from the Cathars? And the answer was like, well, kill them all and let God sort them out. So, yeah. It's not that the son is good and the father is not. It's like, it's a lot more elaborate than that, but I'm just overly simplifying. Yeah, the reason they went after the Gnostics so hard is because they actually represented a threat. I mean, they were a heresy that was catching on, so it actually threatened the power of the church. But anyway, right. So thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Thank you for the super chats. I do suggest you watch Tenma. She's kind of funny. Like, if you like toxic gamers and whatnot, she's streaming right now. So feel free to give her a follow. And I'll see you guys